But you've done quite well. I'm going to tell you who they are. There's police for one. Did any of you think of that one? There's police. We've got probation. Does any of you know probation? So they help, I think it's people that come out of, who've been in prison and come out after. We've got children's social care, so that can be your social workers, which you've got in social services, children's centres and youth centres. And then we've got health, so it's your doctors, your ambulance, your dentists, your nurses, or things like that. And CAFCAS, which is a Children and Family Court Advisory Service. So they help young people who are either going to court as a victim or as an offender. So you did quite well, actually. What apps do you use every day on your phone?
Instagram.
So can you make that? What else?
Twitter. Yeah. There's no L.
Basically, this is the Votes at 16 debate. I myself, George, will be chairing it. Connie will be going against. We'll put Lewis on for at certain time so other people turn up. This will run until 10 to 12, and so in order to get as much debate time as possible, for the next 5 minutes, you'll be in groups to decide before I get this.
Also, they're concentrating on their own needs.
On the other side,
Don't really understand. So you might vote someone that really means, but you think.
Alright, I'm alright.
Okay, so at 16, you're still in school, you're learning your GCSEs, and your attention is going to be focused on your GCSEs. And in school they don't necessarily teach you about the different parties, what they do, their ideas for the future. So going in to vote at 16, you're going in without an idea of what you're going to vote for. You're not mature enough, you don't understand enough, and it would be a waste of a vote.
Internet, and what this allows you to do is allow you to go onto any website you fancy, say a political party's website, and you can have a look at all their policies, meaning that you can find out exactly what they are about. Problem solved.
Trapping up a few months ago. What I found was that as I read the newspapers and I looked all over the media, it tended to be mostly adults' opinions, whereas people between the ages of, let's say, maybe 14 to 17 or maybe even 18 didn't really get the chance to speak. So it wasn't really the people who've been affected with opinions that are coming out. It's like what other people think, like what our parents think, but really, as our friend said, it's our future, not theirs. That's really mostly us.
To raise that child, are you not responsible enough to vote for a political party?
Even though you're allowed to have, and it's law, you can have 6 and have kids at 16, I think lots of people still think you're not mature enough and haven't got that responsibility.
How far away from that? Do you know what you don't want to do when you lose?
Not really.
So if you was to drink one of these a day, you're heading towards half of your daily sugar intake per day. Employers now are interviewing apprentices rather than graduates because they know of the work that you've had to do to get your apprenticeship. You've had to work.
How many units are there in standard point of view?
Maybe when that's not done, we'll send you some information.
When are you 15?
She's only 13.
Oh, you're only 13. Okay, well that's not a problem.
It's going to go on, and it's through forums like this that we can really dig down and understand what our young people are thinking. I think this is also an excellent opportunity for young people to access information about the area in which they live, the opportunities that exist, and some of the challenges that we as a wider community face.
Now, I'm standing here to tell you guys that you literally, all of you, have so much potential, so much opportunities out there to make a difference, and being a member of Youth Parliament is just one of them. I don't understand why the Parliament are telling us young people don't do anything. We have such a bad reputation. Why? Why do we have a bad reputation? We do good things in the community, and this is one of them. I'm telling you now
People will tell you, yes, grades do matter. Yes, in some occasions, you do need to get a specific grade to go there, but that is not your only option. Your aspirations and your dreams do not end at a D, at a C, or at E. I had the aspiration to let young people's voices be heard because I really honestly believe that we're not being heard enough. And that's why I went in there with my heart and my soul and I poured it out.
Thank you very much indeed. I now would like to hear from a representative of the East of England. The lady in the pink dress, who has been famously patient. Your moment has arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Hi, I'm EJ Menalestes from Thurrock in East of England. I have had two experiences. My first experience being in secondary school. They gave me a piece of paper, they said, go about, find your experience. I ended up in a sports academy. I want you all to look at me and think of me in rugby getting tackled. That's not my aspirations in life. My second experience was given to me in college. I was a bit hesitant, but then they gave me advice, they gave me connections, they gave me the right people, and I'm gonna tell you, them 10 days were the best 10 days of my life. I can tell you now, it impacted me. I got my foot in the door. Most business were contacting me. I didn't even know. I was like, hello? You heard my name? And it was because people were acknowledging I was a young person who got the right work experience because people took time in me. People said, you know what, you are a young person, you deserve that inspiration, you deserve to be given that sparkle back in your eye, and we all do. We are here representing young people. We need to give them that stepping stone between education and employment, and this is our chance too. And I think this is perfect. If you're going to take one thing away from me today, I want this to be the thing. If someone tells you you can't do it, someone tells you don't have the qualities or skill to do it, someone tells you that you don't look like you can be the part, I want you to turn around and say to them, watch me.
So can somebody think of a career that involves a lot of numbers?
I'm registered. You can look at it.
Banking, okay. What are the three sciences? One of the things you want to think about is the three sciences are all different, aren't they? So Toby...
You've got to be organised.
Organisation.
Yes, good point.
And group 4?
Oh, me. Can you...
Just so if the campaign's not going well, maybe if you have a positive attitude it can go well again.
Yeah, so if you come across any difficulties, and as long as you were about to say promotion.
Yeah.
So how do you think a campaign could be promoted?
Adverts and stuff like that, and make sure all the members are willing to get their voice heard around the community.
Definitely.
With regards to bullying, if you're going to need on trains and stuff, there should be members of staff there to ensure everybody's safety, so nothing happens on the train. Yeah.
So, right, yeah, I actually agree that they should actually have staff and all that.
And how hard it is to get a job nowadays. You know, you sit there and you go, if I can't get a job and I can't pay that off, I'm in a lot of trouble.
University is your last step before you are fully in the adult world. You should have to not pay as much as £9,000, but you should still have to pay a bit because you're actually going into the adult world, and that's where you have to pay for all the stuff you do.
If it was free, it'd be really hard to get a place because it's already quite hard to get into university.
Of what you could get from that. So if you then went to university, you then have a chance of then being able to earn that back and a lot more as to what you could have done before that. So if you're willing to take that risk and put in the effort for getting what you want out of that degree, then you should go for it.
We didn't pay to get into university, then the standard of university was dropped because they've got no money to actually buy all the equipment they need.
Yes. Will it get funded with tax? Are we paying too much tax already? How is the money going to come in?
Experience needs to actually get the job. They might want more experience than actually qualifications.
Sometimes we all say things we don't mean, private thoughts to be kept inside that should never be seen. Then others join to be part of the scene. They use nasty words that are meant to demean. Scared to speak for fear of ridicule, how others can be so cruel. They join in because they think it's fun, not knowing the harm they do to anyone. Social media can be fun, but to those being bullied the damage is done. Do it, just go away. These are the words the police may say. Until one day the victim may crack. Those poison words can't be taken back. Till one day they can take no more and are found lifeless on the bedroom floor. And then those who mock and those who scorn turn up at the funeral of those who they now mourn. So before another word you say, because the bullied may not be able to face another day.
The UN Convention on the Rights of the Child states that every child has got a right to a voice on matters that affect them. And I'm going to be speaking at that. And one of the things I'm going to tell them is something that I've taken from today, which is that I think the future here in Thurrock is really bright